you guys. We were so excited to be here. So thank you, Ms. Hamilton, for that introduction. So once again, just to clarify, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rihanna.
So today, just as planned, we're going to teach you how to make a simple braided friendship bracelet. So if any of you guys that are new to making friendship bracelets, this might be your first time. This is going to be a great pattern and an easy pattern to follow along. So you can make as many bracelets as you guys want. We're going to go through this example 2 times, but if you want to make more than that or less than that, that's totally okay too.
Okay. So if you have some string at home, you can just follow along and do it with us. If you plan to make the bracelet after, or you don't have the supplies right now, that's totally fine too. Just try your best to pay attention and keep up as we go along. Also, if you have any questions while we're making these bracelets or any parts you want us to repeat, we'll have a time at the end where you can all ask us as many questions as you want.
Okay, so before we get started, let's just go over our materials first. So for this, you're going to need 1 pair of scissors, some tape, and then at least 3 different colored string. Okay, so once we have all of those, basically first step is we're going to have to measure the string out. So you want to take 1 loose end of your string, like so, and just pinch it between your thumb and pointer finger. And you're just going to do that, and you're going to stretch your arm out and try to make it arm's length. So you want to pull it to arm's length. And then keep your other hand and mark where that arm's length is. So for me, right about here. And I'm just going to make sure, hold on to this nicely, and I'm going to fold the string in half. So now I have 2 different ends right here and 1 loop like this. And that is where we're going to cut it. So I'm just going to make sure, hold it tightly, keep my finger as a marker, and we're going to cut it right there. So your string should be basically 2 arms length. So if I go like this, and then I go like that, 1 more time, it should be like that. Okay, so once you do that with 1 of your strings, you want to do that with the other 2. So we can go over that again. Just take 1 end and pinch it in between your 2 fingers. Pull your arm, stretch your arm so the string is fully and nicely stretched. And then once you get that, just have your other hand as a marker. Make sure you don't let go and fold it in half. So now you have 2 ends and 1 loop at the top. We're just gonna keep that marker in place, cut off the excess. And now what you have should be 2 arms length long. So if I go like this, and then I go like this a second time, and it's the same. So that's our second, and then lastly, we're going to do that 1 more time with our 3rd piece of string. So arm's length, fold it in half, 2 ends and a loop, cut off the excess, and if you want, again, you can just check and make sure that it's 2 arms length. Okay, so now we have all 3 of our string cut to the right size. So our next step, we just want to take all 3 strings, really make sure there's no knots in it. If you have any knots, it might become harder in the process. So I would say just make sure that it's completely fine. And you just want to hold 1 end, take another end, and try to make it even so that it's the same height. You don't want one to be this long and the other one to be that short. You just want to make it.
Rachel, what is the sound?
Sorry, what was that?
What is the sound?
The sound?
You ladies can continue.
Yeah, okay, so just to review, we just measured out our 3 strings, and it's about 2 arm lengths, and you want to measure it out and cut it, and now we want to line up one side of all 3 of our strings and make sure they're even.
Okay. So now I have the white string, the red string, and the black string. And they all have about the same length. They're all at about the same height. Okay. So you just want to make that as close as you can. It's okay if it's not perfect or if it's not the best, that's fine. Just do your best to make it as even as you can. And we are going to take this whole thing and fold it in half, like we did before. So you just want to fold it in half, and now I should have 6 ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 ends here, and I have one big loop. So it's just one big loop. Now at this loop, I want to just put my finger in here, and then with the rest of my fingers, I'm just going to pinch the outside like this. You want to leave a little gap, just pinch the outside. And then you can let go of the ends. So our next step, we're going to be making our first knot. So this is a little trickier, so I would try to follow along as best as you can. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to wrap it around 2 fingers. You're going to just take the loop, wrap it around 2 fingers. So you have the loop on this side and you have the open end on this side. So once again, take this loop and wrap it around 2 fingers. So you have the loop on one side and then all the other string on the other. Okay, and then we're going to take this loop and we're going to actually pull it behind the string. So you're going to make kind of like a 4, if you can see. So I take it from this side and I'm going to put it behind the string. So once again, you're going to take the loop, put it over your 2 fingers. So I have one loop here and the rest of my string end. And then you're going to take this loop and put it behind the other string. So my end pieces are in front and my loop is behind. And now you're going to cross it over and put it through this gap. So I'm going to cross it over and put it through this gap. Once you have that, you can just pull through. So we'll do that one more time. Undo it. We'll do this. Have your loop and then the end. Put the loop over your 2 fingers, like so. So your loop's on one side, your loose ends are on the other. Pull the loop behind the free end, so it kind of crosses. And then you're going to pull it through this gap. So it's behind and you're going to pull it through this gap and you're going to tighten it. Just pull both ends. So now we have our first starting knot. Okay, so before you get started, it's going to become a lot easier if you tape your bracelet down. So we'll change the view so you can see the table.
Yep. This way you'll just be able to see what we're doing a little better. And don't worry if you can't see, well, you can't see our faces, but don't worry because that's not the important part.
So you just want to take a little piece of tape And you're just gonna tape this part down to the table so it doesn't move that much. Okay. So, so now for our last step before we start braiding, you want to separate it by color. So I'm going to put my red string to the left. Both of my red strings are to the left. I'll put my black strings in the middle. One black string, and then my second black string. Those are both in the middle. And then my two white strings are on the far right.
And same for me. I have both my pink strings on the left. Then I have two of my blue strings in the middle, and I have my two green strings on the right. So now you should have your top where you made the loop taped down and your three colors separated. And then this is where we're going to start doing the braiding. So to make your bracelet, it's going to be a braid. So you want to take your first color, so the one on your farthest left color. So for me, that's the pink. So you want to bring it over your middle color, which for me is the blue. And you just want to lay it down on right over that color. And now you're going to want to take the color that's all the way to your right, which for me is the green, and bring it over to the left.
And then while you're doing this, just try to straighten it out as you go along. That way it'll make it a little easier. So we'll just do that a few more times.
And now you want to take your green.
So now
Oh yeah. So the color that was on your farthest right, which for me is green, you bring it to the middle of your two colors. So now my order, which was originally pink, blue, green, is now blue, green, pink. So just to review, I started out like this, and so I brought my farthest left pink color to the middle and moved over my blue string, and then I took my green string from the far right and brought it to the middle, and then moved over my strings again. So my order is blue, green, pink. And now you want to take your blue string and bring it to the middle. And we're going to repeat this with all the colors, just bring them to the middle. So we're going to show you again. You're going to take your farthest right string and bring it to the middle, and just straighten out your strings and keep them even. And then take your farthest left string and keep it in the middle, and then straighten them out, and just take your farthest right string, put it in the middle, take your farthest left string, put it in the middle. And I'm just going to straighten out my strings, so like that, and then take your right string, put it in the middle, and then take your left string, put it in the middle. And you can see it's a little braid pattern forming.
So it's
and we're just going to repeat this. So just take your string on the right and bring it to the middle, and then take your string on the left and bring it to the middle.
So as you get further down and you do this more times, you'll start to see the braid form a little more clear, and you'll see these three colors intertwining between each other, and it can be a really pretty pattern. Now, how you want to do it, what colors you want to use, anything, that's all up to you guys. I'm using red, black, and white. She's using blue, green, and pink. You can do this like really loose, so when you cross it over, it's not super tight. Or you can do it really tight, so then when you cross it over, you just pull really tight, make sure all the strings are aligned, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, you're just going to continue doing the same thing, bringing your strings on the edge to the middle. You just want to make sure you're alternating consistently and making sure that you're not moving one string too many times in a row. So bring your far right string to the middle, and then straighten your strings out. Bring your far left string to the middle and straighten them out. And then bring your right in the middle and then straighten them and just organize your strings a little so your braid does not get messed up, and bring your left strings into the middle.
So it's okay if it's a little hard or frustrating the first few times. Learning to braid is not simple. It's a kind of a difficult task the first few times, but once you get it, you guys will get the hang of it and it'll become a lot easier. But just be patient and really take your time. It's okay if there's a little mess up in the beginning. It'll figure itself out. It'll fix. Just try your best to really just follow along. And yeah.
And so if you can see, there's a braid forming on mine, and it needs to be a little longer to work around my wrist. So we're just going to keep showing you how to braid. You just want to keep bringing your strings to the middle and then making sure they're all straightened out.
Yeah.
And the length of it, like, there's no certain amount of times you have to do this. It really just depends on how long you want your bracelet or how long it needs to be for it to fit you. And so we can't tell you a specific amount of times to keep doing this method, but just do it consistently and then check every once in a while to see how it's forming and how much longer it needs to be.
Yeah, so if you're not sure if you have enough, you can always just kind of pinch the ends together like so and just wrap it around your wrist and see how much more you need. So I need a little bit more. That's where mine ends, and
I need a little more too.
And that's totally okay. Just want to keep on going until you end. After a while, you might get a little faster at it. If not, that's totally okay. It takes a bit of a time to fully understand.
Time and practice.
Yeah.
And it's okay if when you try it does not turn out right, because you can always try again and try as many times as you want.
Okay. So
yeah. So just to review, you want to take your left string and bring it to the middle and move over your central string and to the left. And now you want to take your rightmost string and move that to the middle, and then move your center string to the right. You're just going to move your left string to the middle, move your strings over, right string to the middle, same thing, move it over.
Okay. So if you're like me and you feel that you've reached the end of the table and you can't really do it anymore, it's okay. Just try to move your string up a little bit so you have more space. You can always take this on and off. That's the fun part about making friendship bracelets, is that you can do them anywhere at any time. They're very easy to just move around and do whenever you want. They're really good for a stress reliever or a hobby, something nice to spend some free time on.
Yeah, okay, so I think my bracelet is coming long enough for my wrist. I'm just going to hold the ends and check it. And yep, you can see it fits around my wrist. So now we're going to start doing the ending. And we're going to show you on mine. I don't know if Rachel's finished yet.
Yeah, so mine is good now to fit my wrist. So I think we're going to move on to our ending now. You can leave the string taped on. You don't have to, but you can if you want. It might be a little easier that way. But so
and also one thing, if you're not done yet, that's totally okay. Just stop for a second in the middle of your braiding and just watch us so you know how to do the ending when you finish. And you can go back to making your bracelet afterwards.
All right, so when you think you're done and you've gotten the right amount, you just want to pinch all the ends together so they're all just clumped together. And we're going to do the same knot that we did in the beginning, just a little different. So you're going to keep your 2 fingers over the string. And then you're going to wrap it around one time. So this string is wrapped around my finger one time. So I have this little hole, if you can see. So I'm going to pull this in front and through this hole. So my string is like that. We'll do it one more time. So you're going to grab all your ends together. You're going to put 2 fingers on top of your string. You're going to wrap this one time around your finger. So over and then under. And then you're going to put it through this hole that you see. So you're going to wrap it in front and then through. And then you can take your fingers out and just pull on both.
Go back and you could use your laptop.
How do you?
And then you can just pull on both sides. All right. Okay. Now that we have this, we can take the tape off.
And I'm just going to read you my knot because it was a little bit loose, but Rachel's going to continue to show you how to do it.
So now you can cut off all of this excess that you have from this final knot. I would leave a little bit on the end just in case you want to go back and undo it or make it longer, but just cut off some. So now I have my beginning loop, my first knot, my bracelet, my second knot, and some at the end. Now we're going to try to fit it around our wrist.
And so this is how mine looks. It's just a simple braid. And as you can see, the way we're demonstrating, the strings just alternate going from the sides to the middle and all the way down to the end where we knotted it.
Okay. So now once we have this, we're going to tie it around our wrist. So you're going to put your wrist on top and pull it over so it's around. And we'll just do a simple little knot. So we'll cross these 2 ends so they make an X. And you're going to take the front one, which is this one, for me, and you're going to pull it behind and through this gap, and you're going to pull. So you might need a little help for this part to pull it and tighten it. I can help Rihanna with hers. I'll just pull these 2 ends. She can pull mine. And then you're going to do that one more time to secure it. So you're going to take the 2 ends and make a little X. It's a little hard to see, but...
Or it might be easier, so I can show on Rachel's.
Yeah, she can show on mine.
So
she's going to take
it's
the 2
knotted
ends.
once, and we're just going to take the 2 ends and cross them over, and then make a little hole and stick one end through and then knot it again. And now Rachel's going to show on mine.
Okay, so you're going to take these 2 ends, make an X, cross them over each other, and then put it through this back loop. Rihanna didn't have much on her end, so it's a little small, but it might be a little small for you. It might be a little larger. It's okay. It really depends on how much you cut off and how long your bracelet is. And then once you get it through, you're just going to pull to tighten it.
Yep. And so as you can see, we have our friendship bracelets.
So we have this nice braided pattern. And yeah.
All right. So we're going to answer any questions you guys have now.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, you guys can just unmute and ask us. We can talk about where to get the string, if you want us to go over any part again.
Okay. I thought of one. Well, what kind of material is the friendship bracelet strings made of?
Just regular thread.
I
Yeah,
have a question.
just kind of regular thread, nothing fancy.
Not like nylon or silk or wool?
No, just regular.
Not even cotton?
If they wanted to documentary.
Wait.
No, I think regular thread should be fine. You can find it
All
at
thread.
Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Target, any kind of.
Well, in my closet, some of them are a bunch of woolly sweaters.
Yes. There you are.
That's kind of like, almost kind of like your friendship bracelets.
Just a little.
I recommend don't take the strings from your sweaters. It might just be a little better to buy some or get a color string.
Oh, I see.
Just regular thread. Don't need any silk, nylon.
Oh, so you just use just thread?
Yeah, just regular thread
Yeah.
is fine. Or
I'm not sure. Maybe either one of my family members does it, but I'm not sure who it is. But I think he or she will be proud of that.
You can find any kind of string to make friendship bracelet with at like Target, CVS most of the time.
Michael's, Amazon.
Yeah,
a lot
they
of
have
places.
They have it in a lot of places. So
So we can find it like at Target.
yeah, you can definitely find some at Target.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, we can order some stuff too, right?
Yeah, you can definitely order it from somewhere. A lot of places will have this kind of string. It's very common.
Raise your hand.
And you can get it in all sorts of colors. Again, like you can do whatever kind of combinations you want. We just chose these for today's purposes, but really it's all up to you guys how creative you want to get with it. And yeah.
Yeah, you pick the colors, you pick the length. It's all up to you.
And it doesn't just have to be a bracelet. You can make it into a necklace, a ring.
Anklet.
You just have to like size it to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Any other questions?
I think Hannah has a question. Go ahead, Hannah.
In Walmart, they sell friendship bracelet yarn thread.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. You can find it in a lot of places.
Yeah, in Walmart and the craft store, it's called Friendship Bracelet Thread.
Oh, well, that's perfect for this then.
You can just buy it from Walmart. And usually it's just sold as string, but you can also just look up friendship bracelet string online, and most likely there will be stores that pop up nearby where you can buy it.
Our picks for the top 10 reasons to visit Berlin.
Awesome. Jane, did you have a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Jane.
The question is, could it be any kind of color string or only cotton color string, or what kind of color string?
You can buy any color string that you want. It's really all up to you, and you can pick the colors. You can make it all cool colors like blue, green, purple. You can make it all kinds of colors like red, blue, yellow, any color that you really want.
Yeah, as it is the holiday season, maybe a cool combination would be red, white, and green, or blue, white, and yellow, or a different purple or anything. It's honestly up to you guys. You might do your favorite colors. It really is all up to your creativity.
Maybe a sports team that you like, you want to do the colors of the team. It's really all up to you.
That way, what I'm going to try is, I'm going to try to do it later on with a rainbow color.
That's nice.
That's cool. That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Very
going to try to
cool.
make one for you and for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That is sweet, and that's a good idea too with the holidays coming up. If you're looking for a gift for a friend or a parent or a caregiver, friendship bracelet might be something nice that someone would enjoy as a present. And you can ask them their favorite colors and make it personalized to that person. And I will be sharing the recording of this with you all, so that way you're able to go back to the video, and you can also stop and pause the video or fast forward and relearn again, following along with Riana and Rachel. Did
Brianna, I have one more question for you, Brianna.
Go
Is
ahead.
it weatherproof? Is it weatherproof?
I would recommend not to wear it in the rain. It will probably get a little wet and might soak your wrist or anything. It won't break in water.
Yeah, it just gets wet, like the same way your clothes get wet, and it will dry, but I don't think it's super great for the string, and it might it's not weatherproof specifically, but it won't be super damaged in like water.
Yeah. So we would say maybe just take it off before you go to a shower or wash your hands. Maybe just pull it up a little bit.
Yeah, or like if you're going to the pool, it would probably make a little more sense to take it off. But if you do have it on, it's not the end of the world. It'll be okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna like break the bracelet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's a good question. Do we have any other questions? I don't have anything in the chat. Any other questions?
Miss Amelia, are there going to be more body challenges on Christmas?
So we will be doing TBC Live Week this week.
Like what time?
We have all different times, so you can check out our calendar. We have all different events scheduled for this week, and then we will resume session 5 of the Total Body Challenge in January.
Okay, in 2021, right? On New Year's Day, right?
In 2021, so it'll be a little later in January once we're back.
On New Year's Day?
It'll be later than New Year's Day. I think New Year's Day falls on a Saturday this year.
Yes, it is. Is it going to be on New Year's Eve?
It will be in January 2021. Did anyone else have any other questions for Rihanna and Rachel before we log off?
Yes, I do.
I got a question for you.
What time will it start?
Any other questions for Rihanna and Rachel?
How do you take the morning off?
Like, hey, Rachel.
How can you take the bracelets off when you go and when you go and wash your hands or whatever?
Okay. So it's pretty simple. I mean, you guys want someone else to help you with this. Like if Rihanna, can you do mine? You just want to have someone else try to undo those first 2 knots. So they probably shouldn't go so tight that it's hard to take off, but just have someone help you take out those first 2 knots, and then you have the bracelet again, just like 1 piece and 1 string, and then you can just put it back on.
Make sure when you're tying it around your wrist, try not to tie it too tight, because not only is that bad for your hand, it might be a little hard to take off, and you don't have to cut it to get it off, because you should be able to undo the knots that's securing it around your hand.